Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Melissa. A little bit about me: I'm an optimist, I'm a vegan, I'm a Canadian born to Italian parents, and on this YouTube channel I really love to share all aspects of personal development, whether it is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I am just extremely passionate about personal development. And in this video, I'm going to kind of delve a bit deeper into that and share with you why I personally am committed to my own lifelong personal development and why that's something that I really recommend to everybody. And this video is going to be a little bit different, so if you're used to watching my channel, you might notice that I'm actually going to just upload it as is. I'm not going to do any edits. I'm just going to try something new. I feel that sometimes when I edit videos and I splice them and crop different parts, whether it's because I'm saying a lot or maybe a loud truck goes by, I sometimes lose the flow of the idea that I'm trying to express. And so I think by just uploading a video that is completely unedited, it is maybe going to have a bit more of that raw conversation feeling. And so feel free to let me know in the comment section down below how you like this video compared to the ones that are a little bit more edited. Okay, so before I get into talking about lifelong personal development, I just want to explain what I mean by that. And I have a definition here that I really love. Any action or process that enhances the quality of your life, contributes to the realization of your dreams and aspirations, and develops your potential in all areas of life. And so I just love that. And so here are some examples that I wrote down of what that even means, like what things fall into personal development. And these are just 8 that I've chosen at random, but there are just hundreds, maybe thousands. So this could be that you want to become a more calm person and release anxieties, that you want to become less judgmental, critical, and argumentative, that you want to believe in yourself more and gain confidence and self-esteem, that you want to dress well and physically present yourself to the world in a way that best represents you. That's a big one. To be a better friend, which could mean a good listener, compassionate, reliable, etc. To develop discipline and commitment in business and other areas of life. To become a highly organized person, and to set big goals, to set big exciting goals and work toward them confidently and consistently. And so those are areas that me personally that have really fascinated me, and there are many more. And just ask yourself, when I was reading out any of those, did any of them stand out to you as being something that you really want to work toward and that really excites you and makes you want to focus on it? One of the reasons that I'm really passionate about personal development is I believe that, first of all, I find it very freeing to remind ourselves that we have the capability to decide on qualities and characteristics that we want to develop in ourselves, regardless of, our upbringing, where in the world we were born, our education level, some of the challenges we may have had in childhood. I find it really freeing to say, I'm an adult now. I don't need to let those things stop me. Or, I can break free of the things that have really seemed like limitations to me in my life. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what I used to think was keeping me stuck. I can learn to break free of those things. And it's amazing that we can develop these skills. I don't know about you, but I get so inspired when I hear about certain people who are at the top of their field, or certain people who have overcome all of these obstacles, and you hear their stories of how they started life, all the challenges they overcame, sometimes physical challenges, sometimes abuse, sometimes extreme depression and anxiety, or poverty even, and to see what can become of a person when they set their mind to achieving something, when they believe in themselves, when they work on whatever it is, whatever aspect of their self that they really want to develop. And that's part of the reason that personal development is so inspiring to me, because and there are aspects of myself that I'm continuing to work on, but just to look back on my own life and think about, the things that I really wanted to develop in myself, and to see that progress and see how far I've come, it inspires me. It reminds me of why I stay committed to expecting the best in myself and wanting to bring out great qualities in myself, and it also inspires me to share my experiences with you guys, and to, just to share inspiration with other people and to motivate you and to encourage you to believe in yourself. That's just something that I'm really, really passionate about and that I just love. Okay, so I'm just referring to my notes here, but I wrote down 3 reasons why I recommend that you commit to lifelong personal development. Okay, the number 1 reason is that it transforms the way you look at challenges, and everything becomes a lesson. You start to see the underlying lesson in every situation and event, even an argument that you're ashamed of. Instead of dwelling on how badly you handled the situation, you can ask yourself, what can you learn from it? And for me, I've really, really noticed this in my own life. I'm not saying that I don't make any mistakes. I definitely do. But I find that I'm really quick to ask myself, why did that happen? Why did I handle the situation that way? And what can I learn from it? And it allows you to kind of take the pressure off of yourself when things go wrong or when you behave in a way that you're not necessarily proud of. Say you slacked off at work, or you got in an argument, or you said you were going to do something but you broke your promise. Instead of dwelling on that and feeling like I'm such a bad person, this is just how I am, I hate this about myself, to be able to look at those situations and say, how can I grow from this? What is this situation trying to teach me? And it kind of allows you to look at every event in your life as a stepping stone. And I just find that it also can enable you to be more compassionate with other people who maybe are displaying behavior that you used to display. And it can allow you to see that, hey, maybe that person's not aware of how they're behaving. And instead of getting mad and upset and, wanting to retaliate when other people aren't being their best, I guess, or aren't treating you in a way that you want them to treat you, you can just kind of have a bit more compassion with them. And yeah, so that was one of the benefits. And on to the next that I wrote down. It's the best way to help others. I truly, truly believe this. I am definitely guilty of wanting to help people change in my day-to-day life. And sorry, there's a truck going by. I'm definitely someone who wants to help people change, and I found that I've, at times gotten really frustrated in my own life with trying to give people advice that they just don't want to take, and you see this happening over and over again and you feel frustrated. And then I just kind of realized that the only real way to be an example to anybody to help anyone change is to be an example, and through your own example. And so by being committed to your own personal development, you're an example for others and inspire them to do the same for themselves. And so it can be hard. For me, that was one of the most challenging things to stop doing, and I'm still trying to remind myself, because I do care. And so if I hear someone complaining that, they don't feel healthy and they want to get healthy, but they're making decisions that I can obviously see are not healthy decisions, I'm tempted to jump in and to want to give advice and to want to put out an action plan for that person. But at the end of the day, someone needs to take control, everyone needs to take control of their own personal development. And so the best way to help anyone is to just be your own example, and hopefully that will inspire them. And if people want to ask you for help and they want to take the initiative to learn because you're an example to them, they'll come up to you and they'll ask you. And I find that when people are actually ready to listen and they're ready to learn and they want your help with something, any advice or words of wisdom that you're going to give them is going to be a lot more effective, because they're actually at that place of wanting to change. So yeah, that's that. And on to the next. This is a big one. I believe that personal development is an act of self-love. The fact that you're willing to make a change, and it's not always comfortable. The fact that you're willing to look at the uncomfortable parts of yourself, of your own life, and maybe look at the mistakes that you've made and question why it is that you're behaving this way. Why do you believe in these limitations? Why are you stopping yourself from the success that you really want, or sabotaging yourself, or behaving in ways that you're not proud of? To look at those aspects of yourself is really, really challenging. Sometimes it feels easier to just ignore it all and just keep living the way you're living. And So I actually really admire other people who are willing to make a change, are willing to work on themselves, because I know how challenging it can be. It's not always easy. And so I really believe that taking a stand and saying, you know, whether it's for your own physical health and saying, I'm going to look at these decisions that I've been making in my life. Why am I acting in a way that is, you know, contrary to what I know I really want for myself? Why am I making these unhealthy decisions? Or why have I not finally set the goals that I really want to set for myself? To take that, to value yourself enough to actually make those decisions and to commit to lifelong self-development, I really believe is a huge act of self-love. Another thing I want to say about personal development is that life is constantly in motion. Our lives are constantly changing, and I feel that being committed to your own personal development is like going with the flow of the changes in your life and having a say in them, if that makes sense. Instead of just letting life happen to you, to be an active and willing participant and to enjoy the journey of life, to enjoy the changes, and to make decisions that are in your best interest. And you know, it's not about getting to one final place where there are no challenges in your life and, you know, setting a goal to be this perfect human being who never has a flaw, never has a challenge, who never gets upset and never makes a mistake. That's really not what it's about at all. It's about going with the flow and the fact that we're constantly developing, we're constantly changing, and to be okay with that and to learn from it all. You know, this is all a journey, and to just learn and constantly be ready for, like, I feel like once you've learned a lesson, to be ready for the next lesson and to almost look at it as an exciting journey rather than beating yourself up for the mistakes that you make. Okay, so I did make an edit because I lost my train of thought, and I had some things in my notes that I really did want to share in this video. But I think I did pretty well with the, you know, leaving it as is for the most part in this video. So something else that I really wanted to share with you was the difference between self-help and personal development. And if you notice, like, the two terms are often used interchangeably, and I personally very rarely use the word self-help. And the reason is that I like the positive connotation of the words personal development. And I look at it as, you know, a caterpillar develops into a butterfly. It doesn't make the caterpillar wrong for being a caterpillar. It's just at a different stage of development. And so it's not about looking at yourself as bad and I need to fix these aspects of my life, or it's not about those comparisons of this is bad, this is good, I'm wrong, so I need to do this so that I can be right. If you look at it more as a development, a progress, growth, then I just find that that is a much more positive spin on it, and that's personally how I like to refer to it. So I use the words personal development rather than self-help. And if self-help is something that you love to say and you like that term, then that's great. But for me personally, that's just my own preference. And I am going to wrap this video up, but I wanted to share with you something that I wrote down, and it's about personal development being an act of self-love. Think of it as tending to a growing garden. Its beauty and its abundance are all increased by the love and time and care that you put into nurturing it. And I just wrote that down, and then when I reread it, I thought, you know, that was really beautiful. I want to read that word for word. And so I'd love to know from you, what is one area of your life that you're really, really excited about growing in and developing as a person? And there's nothing frivolous about any of it. If it's something like your wardrobe and you want to present yourself in a certain way to the world and take more pride in the way you carry yourself and your physical appearance, there's nothing frivolous about that. That's a really beautiful thing, and if it's coming from a place of love, then that's really exciting. And so maybe it's something about work or business, or about speaking more eloquently, or traveling more, or being a better friend, as I mentioned before. And the video cut out, so we've got yet another edit. Anyway, my one thing that I'm going to be focusing on improving is to be a better listener. I think that this is something that is actually, it sounds very simple, but it's actually really, really challenging to actually be present when someone is speaking to you face to face, and to give them the respect of the eye contact and not thinking about other things in your own mind, and actually just listening to the words they're saying and the message that they're conveying to you. And I just think that that's such a loving thing to do, and just giving them a lot of respect as a person. And it feels really good to be listened to, and to not be thinking of the next response that you're going to say or the next point that you want to bring up, to just be there to be present and to listen to the person. So that's what I will be working on, and I'm going to wrap up this video today. Please let me know what you thought of the kind of different format, and you can be honest. Did you find that it was a bit too runny-on-y because I wasn't editing as much as I normally do, or did you enjoy the more conversational aspect of that? You won't hurt my feelings, don't worry, you can be completely honest with me, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a beautiful day.